Today we're building a house, but every room has one color less. So as you can see, I've already built the shell, and we are gonna start with the exterior. And I will be considering that our first room, which means for the exterior, we can build with every single color that we want. None are disabled yet, and I also think that means we should probably make this a pretty colorful house. So started with an orange. I don't know if I'm gonna stick with the orange, but let's see. So the plan for this house is to build it in the most logical order, like the order that I would usually build it in. So no strategic jumping around, like going to a bathroom first. I'm trying to build this in my regular order, and then we're just gonna see what happens. Okay, here's a trick. If you ever have two roofs that are kind of like clipping like this, make another copy of your roof, make one of them smaller, and then for this one, you can remove the eave, and that way you can make it align like almost perfectly. Okay, that is significantly better as a roof. I'm not sure about that one yet. How's that? Maybe that's not bad. Let's see if we can add another color. I don't want it to look bad. I do want nice colors that match. How is a yellow? Or maybe a green? Or how about pink? And then we add green details. Okay, after many versions of this, I have in fact landed on this like yellow, green, red. We need a lot more detail though. Like a spandrel and roof pieces that I usually don't use. But if you want a house with a lot of detail, that is definitely one thing you can do. If you ever have a door that you really like but you want it to be bigger, just grab two windows in a similar style and place it on either side, and it usually will just look like one big door, and that way you can make it whatever size you actually want it to be. All right, I think that might be it for the actual house itself. Now obviously we want some landscaping. I'm not gonna touch any of this area yet because I usually keep the backyard for last, so I'm gonna consider that our final room. But in terms of the front yard, now that we can actually decorate, I will consider that part of the exterior. We're kind of in a deserty world, so let's get ourselves some deserty plants. Okay, those are deserty plants. Okay, you know what? I am happy with that. I think that is cute. So I think that is it for the exterior. That is a pretty colorful house, and it's going to become increasingly less colorful. So the next step would be the hallway. So I have a wheel with all of the colors. So let's spin to see which color we can now not build with anymore, and we have to remove from our options. Not pink, but I love pink. That's a shame. I like pink. So unfortunately, we cannot build with pink anymore. Luckily, we still have quite a few colors, so we should be able to make a pretty good looking hallway. This is definitely like a more classic house, so I would love a wallpaper that reflects that. I do kind of like this, honestly. It matches the door. Would be great if we could find like a color that matches that little trim. Does that match? Maybe that one. I like this dark brown and green combination. I think it looks nice. What looks like it belongs in a hallway and also in a very fancy home? If I can find the right color, this probably. Well, maybe we can do yellow because the door also has yellow. Put that there and then find like an ottoman to put in the corner, or a chair, an accent table here, and then we somehow have to make the yellow come back because otherwise this piece of furniture is very lonely. So a bunch of yellow decor. We're looking for yellow decor. Okay, this will make this chair probably not functional anymore, but I like the idea of there being like shoes in front of it, like someone just sat down to change their shoes and just left them there. And I think I might also grab some boxes and put it on top of this shelf thing. Welcome mat? That one maybe. Okay, you know what? That is a cute hallway. I like that hallway. Matches the exterior very well, just a little bit brighter. Oh, I forgot to put a door in. That's all right though. We don't really need this. There we go. Our third door, which leads to the living room. I don't know if there's a logical order of me doing the downstairs rooms at this point. So I might just start at the half bath and kind of just like make my way through. But that does mean we have to spin our wheel again to see what color we are now not allowed to use anymore. Let's see what we get. Light brown. Okay, I'm glad we went for like a dark brown theme because we still have dark brown. Light brown is such a staple though. That is a hard one to lose. Okay, so pink and a light brown are now out of the running. It'd be good if we could keep at least like one neutral in this process. What feels like a very like classic tile? Why am I kind of feeling that? I'm immediately like, let's use brown while we still can. We should be fine on toilets at this point. Like we still have white, which is the most obvious toilet color, I feel like. All right, give me a nice painting. That one. Yeah, I think that's a nice bathroom. Okay, let's move on to the living room. I love this living room. Look at how beautiful that like window area is. We gotta do something with that. But before we do that, we have to figure out what color we're not allowed to use anymore. So let's spin the wheel again. It'd be great if we could remove purple, which is my least favorite color in The Sims 4 because we have very little purple. Please, please. Oh my god, it listened to me. The wheel listened to me. Okay, so I am not really sad to see purple go. Don't get me wrong, I love purple. It's just the most annoying color to build within The Sims. So it's good that we got that out of the way early, now that we still have a bunch of colors left. What are we doing in terms of wallpaper? I would like this wallpaper again, but maybe a different color. We could do a blue. We still have a TV, so that's nice. I'm just like scrolling all the way down because if you didn't know, the catalog in The Sims 4 is actually ordered by price, and this is a very fancy looking house, so I want fancy looking furniture, which means grabbing the most expensive furniture. This feels a little like small for this room, to be honest. Maybe we can use some cabinets and then we can make this a slightly more like customizable size. You know what would fit really nicely there? An easel. So we're gonna do a blue one. Why not? I think we need a window seat. Like, look at how freakishly beautiful that window is. Wouldn't you wanna sit and admire the view? Because I mean, look at the view. So I'm grabbing these small cabinets, which you can get by clicking on this icon, and then I'm hoping I can get multiple of these in without it clipping too much. And then we're adding these all around, and then we are gonna grab some chairs. Doesn't matter which one. Size them down, but make sure they're sticking out just the tiniest bit, and you can add as many or as little as you'd like. And then we get to add some pillows to make it look more comfortable, like that maybe. And then let's just do a quick check to see if this is in fact functional, and it definitely is. Do you think we can fit a desk in here? Maybe something small? And I also really want a bookcase, but I don't think we can actually put in a bookcase, so maybe I'll just make myself some bookcase by placing a bunch of shelves. And the easiest way to place books on shelves, because they don't naturally snap to the shelves, is grab yourself a towel rack, hold Alt while placing that at the exact right height of the shelf, and now you can place your books on the towel rack. They will already be at the right height. Drag them off holding Alt and place as many as you want. And there we have our bookshelves. Okay, those look very cute. I really like that. All right, what else can we put in? Lights, coffee table, more plants, more books. Okay, I think that is a very, very nice living room. It has a bunch of activities: reading, painting, watching TV. We have a laptop. So let's move on to our kitchen slash dining. Much smaller. And I do also want to fit a dining table in here, so that might be a challenge. But first, we gotta figure out which color we have to remove. So let's spin and see. I really, really hope it's not dark brown, because we've been very, very heavily relying on the brown so far. It's not gonna be dark brown, but it is gonna be green. I am sad to see green go. I guess the one fun thing about this is that we get a little bit more variety, because I have been heavily featuring the green, so we will get to see some more colors, and we still have our brown. I think maybe I'll keep the base very neutral, maybe slightly lighter than you're used to seeing, but then I think a dark brown kitchen would look nice. Let's also put in the arch before I forget, because I want this probably to be like a pantry, so I would like an arch if I can. Maybe something rounded. Yeah, like that. I think maybe this kitchen is nice. Our door is over here. Could we place a dining table there? It doesn't have to be a big dining table. It can just be a small one. Maybe like that. That's probably not terrible. Where do we put the fridge? Maybe here. And I'll do the sink here as well, I think. And then this will be our stove. I actually still think the white is a little too white. I thought maybe the darker cabinets would fix that issue, but I don't think it is. So let's change our... Oh, that's too much. Why is this all looking terrible? Actually, the blue is kind of nice. Wait, now I'm rethinking the whole thing. Do we want a blue kitchen? You know what? I am kind of enjoying that. Also, I am actually gonna remember to put in a trash can. Okay, I think that is our kitchen done. We went in an unexpected direction. I did not think we were gonna do blue. Does that mean we are now gonna lose blue? Because last time we did a bunch of green, we weren't allowed to do green anymore. We are gonna do the pantry, and the one thing I don't want is for us to lose dark brown, because it would suck if we had to use a different floor even though we just placed an arch. So please let it not be that. Thank you. I still want dark brown. Please, please don't be dark brown. That's all I want. You can remove any other color, just don't be dark brown. Gray. So gray, while not being my favorite color, does have a lot of staples like appliances, lights, you know, the important things. But I think we'll be fine, especially because we still get to use our floor that we've been using. Look, it's so beautiful. It's seamless. We love it. We also still get to use our wallpaper, which I think I will continue into this room. What if we do a laundry room? That would be fun. I know that in some countries they put their laundry machines in the kitchen, so I feel like adjacent to the kitchen is not even that weird. I would love to be able to put a shelf on top. I don't remember if that works, but basically you create this like counter space so that you can then put like laundry baskets or like whatever on top. Let's also actually put in a laundry basket because I don't know if we'll be able to in other rooms. So let's make sure we have it. So I'm gonna raise up this, and I would also love to raise up this basket. So then that looks like a workable surface. So I think that's nice. That can go here, and then we can do some more shelves. The one on top of the machines I sized up with the right bracket key, but these we're just gonna place normal sized. And then we can add things like detergent and other things like that. And that is a very cute room. I really like that. Let's see if it's still functional. No, it is in fact not functional. Okay, it's functional now. It was just the laundry baskets. But that is our laundry room. I really like that. All right, that is our ground floor. I am very happy with that. So let's go upstairs, and the first logical room would be the hallway. So that is what we're gonna do. Again, please don't let it be dark brown. God, I'm afraid to do the floor, because if I commit to a dark brown floor again, we are not gonna have that for every room. Let's just spin and see. I don't know what color to choose. Like, we have to choose a color that we can use in every room, but that's just not gonna happen. White. Oh, we're steadily losing a lot of like staples, a lot of neutrals. No more white. I don't think we used a lot of white, so maybe that's not that bad. We only have black and dark brown left in terms of neutrals. Okay, let's start with doors. We could use the same doors as downstairs. I think we still have that, so why not? Maybe we can do this color, same wallpaper, different swatch. And you know what? As long as I am able to, I am gonna continue going with the floor we've been using. I just feel like that is the best decision. Let's do some yellow in this room. Or we could do red. I feel like we haven't done red anywhere yet. Ooh, that's pretty. Because we've definitely done yellow here. So let's do some red. Do we have like a small enough accent table that it will fit there? And then one thing that is fun to do if you want to fill up like the middle space a little bit more, grab yourself some kind of like small little seat and pretend it's a footrest. So you can place it kind of near your chair and fill up the middle space a bit more. What else can we do in a hallway? I guess just another nice artwork. Maybe that. I think maybe that's it. That is a pretty hallway. I like it. Okay, so maybe we can go this way again. We did that for the ground floor. Why not do it again? I think this is a really good size for a nursery, so I'm gonna make this room the nursery. But what color are we not allowed to use in the nursery? And obviously in every single room after that, it will be... No, please, no. Dark brown. Oh no. Well, there goes our entire style. It feels fitting though to lose dark brown on the nursery. A nursery is not a very dark brown room. Maybe we should go dark blue. That feels fun. We can do the same floor, just black now, or we do blue. Oh no, why did I go this way round? That is the bathroom. Well, I've committed now, so the bathroom is only gonna have 2 colors. We do still have bassinets, right? Yep, okay. Just checking. A changing table. And then we can attach to that a diaper basket. Babies can definitely not play with toys yet, but I think it looks cute. And then here maybe like a rocking chair. A rocking chair would be nice. Do we still have a rocking chair? Yes, we have a blue one. Oh, look, it's cute. Okay, we need like some more yellow on the walls. Yellow and perhaps light blue. That is cute. I like that. I think these curtains need to be like more dreamy, if that's possible. Okay, yeah, I like that. I am kind of questioning the wallpaper choices, honestly. I do want it to be blue. I just think perhaps there's like a softer color that would work. Yeah, right? That is way more nursery-like. I just think that's better. And I like that as a nursery. Okay, I think that is the nursery. So we are going to move on to what will be our kids' room or teen room, kind of depending on what we still have left. Not that many colors on the wheel anymore. So we're going to spin and see which color we have to remove. Black would probably be bad. It's not going to be black. It's going to be orange. We have not used a lot of orange yet. And we will not be using a lot of of orange because it is now gone. Okay, give me something that looks like it belongs in this house, but also as a kid's room. I have committed to yellow. So this is gonna be our yellow room, kind of. I will use other colors. Okay, we have some furniture. We need a dresser. We need a desk. I think that's kind of it. Probably some toys as well. I'm gonna give them a laptop. Some yellow toys. Okay, I think that is a fun, cute kids room. I like it. So next room is gonna be the main bedroom, and this one will only have 3 colors. So again, really hoping that we keep black because it's good to have that as a basic, especially when we move into the bathroom, which is the next room after the main bedroom. So let's see. I have a feeling it's gonna be black or maybe blue. I feel like it's one of those. One of those is gonna go. I don't think it's black. It's yellow. That might actually be my preferred color to be removed. I think red is probably the hardest to work with, but because we just did a yellow room, I feel like we thoroughly represented yellow. So I kind of like that we now don't have yellow anymore. Red, blue, and black. It is getting harder and harder to work with. That is for sure. Should we do red? I feel like it's hard to work with red, but I might want to try working with red. Do we have some like really tiny nightstands left? Any tiny nightstands? Ooh, those. Yes. There we go. Okay. What kind of nice curtains do we have? Any like nice muted reds? Maybe. We'll have to see what it looks like once we put all of them in, because sometimes it can go a bit overwhelming. But in this case, I really like that. Okay, dresser could probably go there. I feel like that's the logical spot for it. Or a vanity table, because we still have black, so we can do that. Actually, I might do a vanity table. That's fun. We'll put a dresser somewhere. This one would be nice. Yeah, I kind of like that. A little bit of blue, just because we can. Give ourselves some lights. Let's give ourselves some pretty paintings if we still have them. Very red. I like it. Okay, I really like that room. I don't usually go for red, as you can tell by the fact that I did not grab red one of the times that we could use it, except for maybe this one little corner in the hallway. But honestly, that is a fun bedroom. Maybe I should use red more often. But now I do truly hope that red is the one that we don't get to have anymore. We'll see what happens. Just whatever it is, I'm sure we'll be fine. Removing black would probably make the bathroom a little bit harder, but it's gonna be red. Okay, black and blue, I feel very confident that we can make a bathroom with black and blue. Yeah, that is no problem at all. Well, let's do a little throwback to the kitchen and use the same tile, which is actually this one. And we can do that maybe? Yeah, sure. And we did put in a nursery. It would probably be nice to do that. Is this still functional? No. Okay, so wait, this can move over a bit. Toilet. And then we can do a sink. Okay, so that is the basics. So now we'll do a bit of decoration. Do we still have toilet paper? Surprisingly, no. Okay, I think that's it then for the bathroom. Fairly classic, simple, straightforward bathroom, but we have everything we need. We could even do the bath shower combo. So black was a good color. So that is pretty good. Now, the main issue is that we're going into the backyard with black and blue. We have black and we have blue. And both of those options, I would say are terrible for what we're trying to achieve. I probably would like blue over black at this point, but I cannot decide that for us because our wheel is going to decide what color we have to build our backyard with. Oh my god, please let it be blue. Thank you. Okay, good. We keep blue. Blue is not an easy color to work with, but if you look at our house, I think it would be very sad if we had to do a black backyard because it just doesn't suit the vibes, and the vibes are good. We like the vibes. So it's blue that we have. Do we have a fence? Yes. I mean, a picket fence would suit this house very well. Maybe we can see what other things we have. That's probably a better match, let's be honest. We also have that has more of that like picket fence vibe, but it's a little bit lighter in color. Yeah, that's what we're doing. I like that. That's good. Okay, we have a tree if we want it. We don't need to use a tree. You know what? Why not? It's fun. Let's lean into the blue. And we also definitely have a lot of landscaping. It is fall, I think, in this world. So if it doesn't look that vibrant of a blue, that is why. That could be fun. Like a few areas where we maybe replace the fence with like rose bushes. You know what? Maybe blue's not that bad for a backyard. Maybe that is pretty okay. And you know what else is blue? A pool. That looks great. I like that. Maybe a little bit of stone. That's not bad. They do have kids. So do we have a swing set? We have a bike. Let's do a clothesline because we do in fact have laundry, so they can hang it up if they want to. Look, we have this. Oh my god, it's so cute. It's adorable. It doesn't want to be closer to the house though. That is so cute. That is That is adorable. Wait, this makes me really happy. Who knew blue was such a good color? And then maybe if we can, a picnic table would be great. Like that one. That fits the house very well. And I also think that is probably it for the backyard. I love that backyard. That is so good. I think that house is very cute and really fun. I definitely tried to make it very colorful just because this challenge made me very aware that in a little bit I wasn't going to be able to use these colors anymore. So I truly tried to make those first rooms very colorful. And I don't think I started feeling very restricted until the second floor. You can definitely tell as well that these rooms have way less of a variety of color, but I still think they look very nice. They fit the theme of the entire house. We have everything we need in the house, even including the backyard that we only got to use one color for. But I think that backyard still really suits the rest of the house, and I am super happy with the end results.